Hello to you, my fellow Dark Ones. How are you guys doing today? How's life? I have been thinking that we start today's episode by fixing our Botania area. You know, the system that we have over here. It's incredibly slow. Well, for Botania, it's incredibly fast, but for what we need to do, it's incredibly slow. So one of the things that we are always going to need is this saffron crystal block Majigabob. We also need that in order to make Infinity 9, and you might notice we actually need a lot. So these machines that we have over here have different tiers, and I thought maybe we should go with a higher tier one. I'm trying to craft it. Also, our main bottleneck is this guy, the agglomeration factory. So let's have two of them, you know, so that we can divide the work. Just one guy is doing everything. You know, it might sound like an upgrade, but it's been 2 hours. And we're still crafting. Actually, that is the entire reason that I need the upgrade, because everything takes so much time. You know, it has been 2 hours later, and I even forgot what did I exactly do. So the one that we have is the upgraded industrial agglomeration factory, right? And yeah, we're still missing a bunch of stuff, because I got the ingredients for the ultimate industrial agglomeration factory, and I forgot about the advanced. Or maybe it used the ingredients for the other one, I'm not sure. You know, it does make Botania super easy, but it's hyper expensive. Oh my goodness, finally! This has taken ages. So that should be advanced industrial agglomeration plate, and the ultimate, yeah, that can happen. Wait, did the colors change? Yeah. So let's try to understand how fast this one is going to be. I think it can handle 8, but let's go to 16. If I order some malachite, is it gonna do all 16? Yeah, it did all 16, but we're out of mana. Ooh, now the sparks are not keeping up. Wait, do you do like 32? I'm just curious. We do have to cancel the craft and order, I don't know, 32? It's 32. Will it do 64? Also, this one does accept upgrades. No, it does have a stack. Okay, now we know. I wanted to make 2 of them. Now I'm contemplating. But one thing is for certain, we're going to need way better sparks. Currently we're using malachite, we go to saffron, shadow, and then crimson. They're going to be expensive. You know, I used to think that this guy is a problem, and now we're doing amazing, but look, it's not moving at all. It's draining mana, but the machine is incredibly slow. I think so far it only crafted like 1 spark. No, wait, you have crafted 2. Okay, well, needless to say, we have to upgrade every single machine to the ultimate version, which also gave me the opportunity to work here a bit. Unfortunately, I have a cow here. I don't know how he spawned here. Where is he? Is he in the wall? And the worst part is that I have no idea where he came from. You see? He's there. Oh, he's there. I'm sorry. You're irritating. So this is just going to be a very tedious job, and I'm just going to give you progress updates. Because by the looks of it, this is going to take ages. Also, this seems to be the second best spark that we can make. It's shadow. Oh, and by the way, from time to time, I'm ordering infinity ingots. Let's see if we can have 3000 infinity 4. It will take ages, but I'm not in a hurry. My fellow lords and ladies of darkness, it's been a crazy amount of time later. It's even nighttime, you know. But we have the ultimate agglomeration factory. We actually have 2 of them. We have the ultimate runic altar, and we have the ultimate alpine market. And also an ultimate pure daisy. So things are actually happening way faster because each ultimate factory can handle like half a stack of items. The only thing remaining is the mechanical mana pool, which I'm going to upgrade very soon. However, while that is getting prepared, we have other things to do. So currently, this is more or less our TPS. Since I need to add a ton of machines, here's what we're going to do. If you guys remember last episode, I did make the oldemodium seed as well as the vibranium seed, and we got extra seeds as well. And I do have an agriculture area where I have like hundreds of botany pots. I want to remove some of them. The reason that we have hundreds of botany pots is that in this mod pack we have hundreds of essence, and we need to combine all of them in order to make super essences. So for example, I do have a fish essence. I don't need it for fish. Trust me, I don't really need it for fish, but I do need it in order to make a tier 2 super essence. So if we make the super essences, we can remove the seeds. Obviously, as long as we have enough in order to make the ultimate infinity seed, which in return is going to give us the actual infinity essence. You know, it's a combination of all the super seeds. So if you take a look, Infinity Essence is only used in Infinity 12, which I'm not sure how many of them we are going to need, but that doesn't really matter. We also need it for the Infinity Seed, and we just need 8. So just to make sure that I'm not going to make any boo-boos, we're going to go with 20. Actually, why? Let's go with 1000. That is Tier 2 Super Essence, then there's Tier 1 Super Essence, then there's Tier 3 Super Essence, and obviously Tier 4. I made 1000 of each and every one. I just removed all the botany pods, and FPS here is quite nice. That's all the seeds that we had. Well, I didn't put 22 ice seeds, it was stuck somewhere. However, now that I have removed everything, I'm like, why don't we go with hydroponic beds? So, singular alloy I can make. Shining is the problem, right? Oh, thermonuclear. And thermonuclear requires thermonuclear. And yeah, eventually it does require superheated sodium. Damn. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're gonna cheat. Try to make hydroponic beds. You know, now you would understand why I started making those essences. Because, for example, I don't need silver. I don't need silicon seeds, marble. You know, like 80% of everything that you see over here is just redundant. Yeah, let me see what I can do with superheated sodium. We might cheat, and the reactor might blow up, so let's move somewhere else. We just moved like 500 blocks, maybe 600. Eventually we're at 820. In order to make superheated sodium, of course we can use our current reactor, but I don't like superheated sodium reactors. Cause then you need a boiler, you have to make a closed loop, that's like 10 multi-blocks, and everything is going to cause unnecessary lag. Originally I wanted to go with a fusion reactor from Mechanism, you know, just to heat up the sodium. I thought it's going to be fun, but we can go with a cheap and dirty and very garbage fission reactor. Okay, at first I thought the sodium that we have to insert into the reactor has to be a fluid, so I made a rotary condensator. But no, it's sodium the gas, and not the person. Wrong compound. So we do have fissile fuel, we have sodium, that's good. We need to have two outputs, one of them is going to be for coolant, and the other one is going to be for waste. And this time, we actually need to have the coolant. Also, here's our lantern. Jerks! I do have a sleeping bag, don't you worry. We're fine. So what I have done is that apparently there is an expanded radioactive waste barrel, and it does hold a lot of nuclear waste. That's 16 of them. Because I made one stack of nuclear waste barrels, then I noticed the recipe, so yeah, it converts to 16. So, at burn rate of garbage, whoop, that scared me. We're getting superheated sodium. And believe it or not, that's actually a crazy amount of superheated sodium. Probably way more than we are ever going to need until the end of the mod pack. And actually way more than we have ever produced. In any case, that's 62,000 buckets of superheated sodium, right? In order to make that thermonuclear, we need half a bucket to get 1/4 of a bucket. That's a good rate. Let's turn it on and off to fill in the tank. Now we can go home. I think we're fine until the end of the mod pack. So I'm back at the base. We need to make molten thermonuclear, right? That's the recipe. I think I can just put it inside one of our existing PRCs, and we should be able to order it as well. Oh yeah. We don't have the sodium in the system. Yeah, we put you there. And output to every side. So, molten thermonuclear, you can craft it, right? Perfect. It's a bit more than I was expecting, but thank you. Then we have to convert it somehow into enriched thermonuclear, which I believe we can put it inside the other PRC. So there you go. Yeah. And then we have to convert it into shining, which we do have a machine for it. It's a bit confusing, I know, but yeah, we have it. So now that we have the shining, what do we do? Oh, this is one of those recipes which does require special patterns. Okay. Let me try to make them. So if my calculations are correct, you need 3 enriched thermonuclear in order to make 1 alloy. I could be wrong, but we will see. It's up east, which in this case is east and up, because I switched the places. So can I have 1 alloy, please? Good. Is anything left? No. So the calculations were correct. As for shining, it's going to be 4. Yeah, that should be the recipe. So I think this one is going to be east and, I don't know, down. We put it in this one. So can I have shining? Is the question. Yes. And nothing is left. Perfect. So now if I want a hydroponic bed, I'm not missing anything. Precisely, I think we have everything. Let me set up some patterns. We do have a bit of a problem with ether gas, so yeah, we have to fix it. But ladies and gentlemen, I present to you a hydroponic bed, which is being crafted. And that makes me happy, I think. Please make me happy and proud. Thank you. So that's our first hydroponic bed. It's not a quest. I don't even see anything for industrial foregoing. Wait, there are legendary challenges. Oh, 1 billion RF, 1000 chaos shards. Okay, never mind. So I'm always confused about hydroponic beds. Let's try something. I do have a channel for ether gas. We shall provide it with some ether gas, and we shall also provide it with some power. Right? Now, if I want all the modium seed, I don't think it will grow. Why did it grow? It didn't. Because it does need a block underneath, and I'm not sure. Can we place it like that? We try this again. Oh, speed upgrades, right? Maybe it doesn't work with all the modium. That's not super amazing because most of the things I need require a crux. I mean, I can still use it, it's just not going to be amazing. But just in case, let's add a few add-ons. Yeah, you don't like to grow. Just out of curiosity, is it dark? I twerked. Oh, do you also need water? Could have been the problem, yes. Ah, yeah. It works with all the modium. We just needed water. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. Wait, does it work without the block? Would be nice. But no. It does need that stupid block. Fine. This might sound very stupid, but there is an add-on to Industrial Foregoing, right? It's called Industrial Foregoing Extra Upgrades. It provides you with something called a simulated hydroponic bed and a simulation processor. Well, the processor is super easy to make, I just made one, and it does tell you that put it inside the hydroponic bed to gather data, and then put it inside the simulated one to get the drops. And here's the catch. Efficiency increases. Yeah, it's increasing. You see, it was 1.16, now it's 17. And now it's 18. So we're going to get more if we use the simulated one, however, the recipe is the problem. Not a big problem, but yeah. I don't know most of these things. Compost. Oh, it doesn't have a recipe. So, compost? I have never seen that machine. What are you? I don't know, we give it some moth. Oh, you're slow. Okay, it can be upgraded. Ah, that's how you get compost. Okay, now we know. I think. Then honestly speaking, that's not a horrifying recipe. We just need fertilizer. And a lot of dragon stars. I don't know, can I have 100? For some reason I can. Is it gonna take ages? Oh yeah, probably. I remember this. Also, I just ordered 50 hydroponic beds. What are we doing? Half of that is ready. Oh my goodness, I used like 10 antimatter pellets. Oops. Yeah, that shining is a pain. And I think all of my gold is gone. Maybe not. I think we will do that. I don't know how it works, but I have to collect everything first. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, for me it is the next day. I actually had to go to the Undergarden in order to get a few ores as well as a smithing template. But we have the simulated hydroponic bed, and we can craft way more. It's a bit expensive, but I think it's totally worth it. Because I have discovered how it works and it's just amazing. So the way that it works is that you plant something on a hydroponic bed, a normal one, and then you put a hydroponic simulation processor inside. As long as the machine is running and as long as you're harvesting the crop, it is going to gather some experience. Those experiences are going to give you an efficiency bonus. So this Aldemodium seed has been planted and harvested 9.6 thousand times. And we have an efficiency of 1.73. Now, if I try to simulate an Aldemodium seed, I take the processor, I put it inside the simulator, and then yes, I'm going to need add-ons, and see what happens. You get 11 essence. Almost, sometimes 12. And you might also notice, we don't need the crux. So it's just this block. You don't even need ether gas, it's just power. So it's kind of like simulated agricraft, and I really love it. Although there is a catch, you might notice that the simulation for the Aldemodium seed is 10,000. The simulation for Vibranium seed is like 1,500 iterations behind. But the efficiency is not that different, it's 0.3. So the higher you go, the more difficult it's going to get. Oh, and by the way, that's my fertilizer. It's a temporary setup, because you don't need fertilizer for anything else. Also, as far as I'm understanding everything, even the compost. So obviously the simulated hydroponic bed is going to be our best solution, right? However, I don't need to plant every single seed, right? I need the seeds in order to make the ultimate singularity, and I need the ultimate singularity in order to make the ultimate infinity seed, so that, you know, I get more ultimate singularities. It's a bit of a weird concept, but essentially we need resources until we would be able to make 16 ultimate singularities. So I personally think that it's best to fix the ultimate singularity situation first, then focus on the hydroponic beds. I mean, technically speaking, these are the resources that I'm missing. We don't need to go that crazy. And remember, we already have 1000 of tier 1, 2, 3 and 4 super essences. So it's not like we need every single essence. We just need to focus on the important ones, and talking about that, I'm just missing 9000 on Obtainium ingots. And I have 346,000 on Obtainium ore. So I don't need my void miners. Ever. Because needless to say, I also don't need coal. Besides, I can dupe it. Again, if you look at the recipe of the ultimate singularity, 16 of them obviously, we're missing 1 million prosperity shards. So I have been checking, prosperity shards don't really have EMC, and there is no cheaty way of getting it. Prosperity seed doesn't actually give you any prosperity. The only way of getting that is through crushed endstone. This is our ore processing setup, by the way. We're going to try and optimize it just for endstone. You know, so that we would be able to get tons of prosperity shards. We don't need anything from sand, gravel, dirt, whatever. Yeah, once this iteration finishes, everybody should make us endstone. Except that one, that's still on netherrack. So that means this part of the system is no longer required, we can't break it. Yeah, we range it. I'm trying to remove unnecessary machines, obviously. We're also not getting anything from the quarries, so we don't need this part of the system. You know, formation planes, annihilation planes. And I think I can even vein mine it, right? Yeah, okay, that seems to solve my prosperity shard issue. That's not bad. We need 1 million more. I know it's a lot, but we're not that much in a hurry. Another part that we can remove are these botany pots. Because now I do have EMC links, we don't need them. One of them is going to be for netherrack, the other one for endstone. I think they need an import bus. Yeah, that is true. Then it will be compacted. Also, I don't think our supply of crushed endstone is going to last for a long time, so we will have another EMC link, and it's going to dupe netherite hammers. Now the mechanical hammers are going to work faster. Also, while we are here, we might as well try to fix our compressor. So some of the singularities, like the netherite one, there's a special netherite, that one. Normally you convert everything into blocks, then put it inside the compressor, you get the singularity. This one is 20,000 items, and it doesn't fit within one input bus. And remember, in order to craft a singularity, every single item should fit inside the input bus at the same time. So I have ordered some draconic chests. That's too small. Let's go with barrels. And obviously there's also a super stack upgrade. I have already made it, but I don't have a pattern. Yeah, I think we should have our pattern providers like so around the barrel, and all the patterns go in. There's a lot of patterns. Oops, yeah, 2 of them went into the system. And then we have to pump it out from the netherite barrels and put them inside the item inputs. I think you need 4. Okay, it seems to have been fixed. I did give it a test and I did manage to get the singularity, although now it's going to be a pain to find it. Well, it was called netherite. Yeah, it's up here. Cool. We know it works, and this is way more compact. Also, fun fact of the day, did you know that we don't have cobblestone? We might have to EMC a bit. There is this infinite cobblestone generator, but it does require the ultimate ingot, which actually now I can craft. Yeah, if I want to, it's just a few more patterns. I have been trying to remove some resources that we need in order to make the ultimate singularities, and so far we're not doing that bad. You know, if we can manage those resources, then I don't need to have the seed. These are the ones which are left. So cyanite, definitely, we need to simulate it. Elementium, obviously. It's like 500,000. Aldemodium, that's 5 million. Dye essence is not really required, because the only reason that we need that is for the pink slime ingot, and that's pink dye. So there you go. Also, I do understand that there is a transmutation interface in this mod pack, but I'm not gonna use that. Imagine, we are gaining almost 100 trillion EMC per second. Then every single item that we have in our applied energistic system is just going to update like every second. And that's not good. I installed ME extended import buses, and now the transfer rate is way better. Anyways, we need 16. Dye essence should have gone away. You might notice that we already got 200,000 prosperity shards, so that's fine. On obtainium, don't worry, I have the ore. Insanium block, we're missing 200, but not a big deal. This one is full. But we need to have a system for inferium seed. Let's remember that. So we just need to take care of dark metal and ironwood. Did you know that you can actually craft ironwood? And I have 2 million twilight predictions. Let's use it. For something at least. I don't know, give me 200,000. I just set in the patterns, it's fine. It's fast enough. Cause at the end of the day, I have to wait for like 5 million Aldemodium seeds. And this guy has been running for almost 60,000 iterations. And if we put you here, yeah, it's around 12. So at a certain point, there's no point of upgrading it anymore. I think it's better just to have a new one. Because you see, potential drops 2.07. You know, you can have 2 seeds with 1.6 and it's going to be way better. But ironwood is out of the way. Piece of dark metal. Missionary. It's okay, we're going to get a super data model if I have enough crying obsidian. I don't think anyone will mind. Let's do it here. And hope they don't fall down. That's not the missionary. Again, not the missionary. Hello. We just synchronize everything and kill him. Whoa. I have to do this one more time. Maybe not? No, I have to do this one more time. It's fine. For the hydroponic beds behind our chemistry area, we're going to have a setup. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to turn out, but we are obviously going to need a P2P tunnel. I have so many P2P tunnels, we haven't used any of them. But there you go. And we might as well change the color so that I don't have to use anchors. So please remember, we're going to need at least a few hydroponic beds in order to upgrade our seeds. Well, not the seeds, the simulation cards, right? These ones. And then we're going to need the simulators. So I have already ordered 15 simulators, and let's take 4 hydroponic beds. These are going to be used for upgrading the seeds. It's an import-export bus. It's going to export water as well as ether gas into the hydroponic bed. And then it's going to import anything else, which is the essences. And I'm looking for my stupid card. It's here. Let's copy and paste the settings. And let's give some acceleration cards to the export buses. So if I'm not wrong, everybody should have water, everybody should have ether gas, which is perfect. Unfortunately, they do require power. So there you go. And now let us upgrade a few seeds. So these two are fine, we let them upgrade. Even though I have killed the missionary, I have just realized we didn't need to. The dark metal that I wanted already has a seed. And I have set it on auto crafting. Thank you. It's a tier 6 seed, I'm lazy to do that. Oh wait, yeah, I can't power them like that. Cause almost everything which is a tier 6 does require a crux. But yeah, we let it grow. And here is our simulator. As for power, what we're going to do is that we're going to use draconic energy crystals, because why not? And I think we can hide it somewhere down here. So there you go. Now they have power as well. And here are a few add-ons. Don't really know how much power it consumes. It's not much. 1000 RF or something. The other very important seed that I need is going to be plastic. I need it for the infinity. I think there was something called a packing tape. Yeah. Let's take you out. So this guy is also going to be for plastic. Let's get a simulator Majigabob, this guy, and we upgrade it. So my fellow lords and ladies of darkness, it has been a teeny tiny bit of time later and I have made some progress. We have a few hydroponic beds in order to upgrade the simulation processor, and I'm actually just going as high as 1.7, 1.8, depending on when I take it out. You see, this is 1.78, again the same, 1.86, etc. Because if you want to upgrade it to this one, like the old modium that we had, to 2.18, that takes 3-4 hours. It's not worth it. It's just better to have another seed, which I'm actually making. You know, these two have been running also for a while and, well, it's 1.8. We just let it run. But anyways, when I upgrade the simulation processor, I put it inside the simulated hydroponic bed. There is an import bus which takes everything into a subnetwork, and that subnetwork has one storage, a netherite barrel. Over here. Then I have a few quantum crafters with patterns in them, and they're going to craft the ingredients that I want. We don't really need the essence, we might as well convert all of them to whatever we need. And obviously, yes, the simulated hydroponic beds are surged. Otherwise, it actually doesn't work that fast. Also, for something like dark metal, we just got like 34,000 of it. It's actually quite nice. But for something like oldemodium, it's not that good. We just got like 2-3,000. This is why I'm making more seeds, because whenever you convert the essence, you just get the nugget. And yeah, maybe we're going to need more than 15 of them, although most of them are empty. I'm waiting for some seeds. And this is the one which bothers me the most. Unobtainium. The thing is, I need an Ender Soul hand. I don't know how to get that. So it's from mutant mobs, I think. And you get a few drops from different mobs. So for example, this is from a giant creeper. The Hulk hammer comes from a giant zombie. The mutant skeleton shoulder pad actually comes from the mutant skeleton, obviously. This one should come from the Enderman. Okay, let's get a few draconic cores and visit the nether. And look for a spawner. So we right click with the core. And we have the spawner. Honestly speaking, that used to be our apotheosis. Whoa, okay, it works. I just right clicked with the soul. Did they drop the hand? Whoa, oh boy, that's irritating. How did we turn it off? Don't spawn anyone for like 1 second. Yeah, it's off. So how would you get the hand? Is the question. So from this mod, there is something called a potion of chemical X. It does require a thick potion. I have no idea what that is. So first off, will it do something to me? I'm wearing the mecha suit, it doesn't have an effect. But we can go to the main end island. What happened? That's not a good... Oh, what if I kill you now? So it converts the mobs into a mutant, right? Yes. So maybe it's a rare drop. Or maybe under certain conditions. He can't kill me, right? I'm just poking him. You know, when he was exploding, I started punching, right? Because there is a hitbox somewhere. And that's what fell down. Can I pick it up? There's like 3 of them. And it's very funny because you can move it. Okay, we have 3 of them. Let's punch. Punch more. It's gone. We don't punch. You know, it's such a weird mod. How are you supposed to pick it up? Let me try to replicate this. We need a few Endermen. Oh, they don't get aggro. It's fine. Yeah, it's been a while. I couldn't figure it out, but I will try to figure it out until next episode. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye. So apparently it's not bye bye, and since it's like 5 am, I was not recording. So I was going to explain that getting all the Modium, Vibranium, Awakened Draconium and Unobtainium with the simulated hydroponic beds is not paying off. I need millions. So what I have done is that I have made more essence forgers and we do have a Piglich. Which I was going to do a very dramatic reveal, but I was not recording. I'm sorry. Basically, a Piglich gives you 2.5 times the amount of ether gas than a Wither. Although I had to enable hostile mobs inside the pocket dimension, and you might notice we have one Piglich. And 2 chambers. Because it was not enabled, I do have to get another one. But yeah, exactly, I'm going to need tons of all the Modium and Vibranium, and I don't think simulated hydroponic beds are the best. This is better. And besides, the good thing about tier 6 seeds, like all the Modium, Awakened Draconium and Vibranium, is that you just need that seed inside the Essence Forge. So it's not a combination. And of course what is going to happen is that every 5 seconds, you're going to get 1000 Essence. So if we remove those, voila. Now we can say bye bye. And I have to fix this.